If you've ever dreamed of owning a Rolex, you know it's more than just a watch, it's a masterpiece. Rolex is known for its dedication to top-notch craftsmanship and timeless design. When you buy a Rolex, you're getting a piece of art made with extreme care. Every step in its creation happens in a Rolex facility, where even the smallest details are given full attention. But did you know that the Rolex watches aren't just made in one place? Each part is carefully crafted and tested in special facilities across Switzerland, including Geneva, Bienne, Plan-les-Ouates, and Chene-Bourg. So join us as we explore the amazing world of Rolex manufacturing. We go inside a Rolex factory to see who makes these incredible timepieces. We'll discover a fascinating story of precision and passion. The journey of Rolex began in the early 20th century with a talented watchmaker named Hans Wilsdorf. In the early 1900s, Wilsdorf worked for Swiss watch companies, honing his skills. By 1905, he teamed up with Alfred Davis to start their own watchmaking business, Wilsdorf Davis, in London. Initially, their company focused on distributing timepieces, but soon they started creating their own watches, with highly accurate movements from Bienne, Switzerland. In 1908, they registered Rolex as the official brand of their timepieces, making the start of a new era in watchmaking. After Hans Wilsdorf passed away in 1960, the ownership of Rolex was transferred to Hans Wilsdorf's Foundation, a private family trust. Wilsdorf's careful planning ensured that his legacy would continue for generations to come. In 1919, after World War I, Rolex moved its headquarters to Geneva, Switzerland, establishing Rolex Geneva SA. This city, known as the heart of Swiss watchmaking, helped solidify Rolex's identity as a premier Swiss watchmaker. The current headquarters, built in 1965 in Les Assises, Geneva, is instantly recognizable with its iconic Rolex green facade. Inside the Geneva headquarters, you'll find the brand's management, research and development, design, communications, sales, after-sales service, final assembly, and quality control departments. Over the years, Rolex's scientists and watchmakers have registered more than 500 patents, showcasing their innovation and dedication. The Rolex World Headquarters in Geneva is one of the 4 main sites where Rolex watches are made. Here, watches are developed, assembled, and tested. The other 3 key sites include Bienne, where their movements are made, Plan-les-Ouates, where the watch cases and bracelets are crafted, and Chene-Bourg, where the dials, serichrome bezels, and gem settings are completed. Rolex is also building a new site in Bolle, in the canton of Freiburg, to further enhance their production capabilities. At the largest facility owned by Rolex, located in Plan-les-Ouates, Geneva, you'll find the birthplace of the stunning cases and bracelets that define these luxury watches. Security here is a top priority due to the valuable materials used. In fact, 6 out of the 11 stories in this facility are entirely underground. The Rolex Gold Foundry is housed here, where they securely store and craft their precious metals. The state-of-the-art lab, complete with robotic inventory system, is safeguarded by advanced iris scanners, ensuring that their investments are well protected. This facility is where Rolex creates its signature 18-karat gold materials, available in 3 blends: yellow gold, white gold, and patented Ever Rose Gold, a unique rose gold alloy. They also produce their own special 904L stainless steel known as oyster steel here. The process involves casting the gold, forming raw materials, machining, and polishing the finished components before sending them off to headquarters. The ceramics department is another key part of the facility. Here, scientists lead the industry in developing new ceramic materials and exploring advancements in lubrication, wear, and friction for all the metals used in Rolex watches. The intricate movements of Rolex watches are designed and manufactured in-house at the Bienne site. Rolex has been perfecting this craft since 1903, ensuring that every movement meets exacting standards for accuracy, known as COSC certification, which guarantees precision within -2/+2 seconds per day. After acquiring the company Aguilar in 2004, Rolex fully integrated the production of their high-quality movements, now employing over 2,000 people dedicated to this task. The Bienne facility produces the calibers, Paraflex shock absorbers, and Parachrom balance springs that go into every Rolex watch. The creation of a Rolex movement involves hundreds of tiny components, each made to perfection. Precision is critical, with every piece manufactured within mere microns of exact specifications. The assembly and regulation of these components are carried out by highly skilled watchmakers, ensuring they meet strict standards required to maintain their Swiss official Chronometer Testing Institute certification. While Rolex's commitment to quality and precision is evident, the company also maintains a high level of secrecy to protect their methods and ensure exclusivity. Their facilities are not open to the public, preserving the mystery and allure surrounding the brand. This careful control over their production process ensures that every Rolex watch remains a symbol of luxury and excellence. The dials and gems for Rolex watches are crafted in Chene-Bourg, Geneva, a key location in the renowned watchmaking district à la Chaux de Fonds. The skilled artisans here play a crucial role in ensuring the exceptional quality of Rolex watches. Each dial is handcrafted with meticulous attention to detail and undergoes rigorous testing to meet the highest standards. The gemstones used in these watches are carefully selected and guaranteed to be flawless. Dial markers, made from solid gold, are painstakingly crafted and hand-polished to perfection. This dedication to quality and precision is what makes Rolex watches stand out. In a famous ad released over a decade ago, Rolex claimed it takes a year to make a single watch. While they produce nearly 1 million watches annually, each one involves complex hand-performed steps to achieve the artistry and precision that define a Rolex. Rolex has long valued the human eye for its unparalleled ability to detect manufacturing flaws. This is why many components are inspected by hand. Each dial features hand-riveted markers, which are drop-tested to ensure they are securely set. Creating all parts from the dial to the case, bracelet, and intricate inner movements, as well as setting gems, contributes to the lengthy production process. Though the exact time frame is shrouded in secrecy, it's clear that the process is labor-intensive and detail-oriented. For instance, crafting a ceramic bezel alone can take 40 hours, and assembling a complete Rolex watch requires at least 3 hours and 30 minutes. As a privately held company run by a foundation, Rolex does not publish production numbers or financial details. However, industry estimates suggest that Rolex produces around 1 million watches per year. This breaks down to approximately 2,700 watches a day, or 82,000 watches per month. These figures highlight the impressive scale and productivity of Rolex in meeting the global demand for their iconic timepieces. If we talk about the production process of each Rolex, it's fascinating to know that every watch comes with a unique serial number. This serial number can help determine its approximate production period. Rolex began issuing serial numbers in 1926, following a sequential order. In 1954, they reset the sequence from number 999,999 back to number 0. By 1987, they added a letter to the 6-digit serial number. Since 2010, Rolex has used random serial numbers for their watches, adding an element of uniqueness and security. While Rolex is renowned for its mechanical watches, they've also ventured into the world of quartz movements. During the late 1960s and the early 1970s, Rolex played a key role in the development of quartz technology. In 1968, Rolex collaborated with 16 other Swiss watch manufacturers to create the Beta 21 quartz movement, which powered the Rolex quartz date 5100. After about 5 years of research and development, Rolex introduced the 5035/5055 movement, which would be one used in the Rolex Oyster quartz model. When it comes to materials, Rolex has always been at the forefront of innovation. In 2005, they introduced the Cerachrome ceramic bezel on the GMT Master II, which has since been used in other professional sports watches like the Submariner, Sea Dweller, Deep Sea, and Daytona models. Unlike the aluminum bezels, the ceramic bezels do not fade when exposed to UV light and are highly scratch resistant. Rolex also distinguishes itself by using 904L grade stainless steel, a higher quality steel than 316L grade commonly used in most Swiss watches. The 904L steel is more resistant to corrosion and, when polished, has a more attractive luster. This attention to material quality is just one of the many ways Rolex ensures their watches are not only durable, but also exceptionally beautiful. Next, the watches are tested to meet the highest standards. Each Rolex watch goes through a series of rigorous quality control processes, including thorough inspections and tests by skilled watchmakers. Every luxury watch is tested for self-winding, waterproof capabilities, and precision. These tests ensure that each timepiece is truly worthy of the Rolex name, making it one of the best luxury watches in the world. Any watch that passes these stringent tests receives the green Rolex seal, which comes with a 5-year guarantee. Rolex's innovative oyster lock system is a standout feature in their watches. The hermetically sealed oyster case, inspired by the oyster's natural ability to stay underwater indefinitely, was patented in 1926. This development marked a significant moment in watchmaking history, thanks to Hans Wilsdorf, who designed this waterproof case. The modern oyster lock system is fitted on most Rolex models, providing protection against water, damage, and everyday wear and tear. Each system undergoes 26 different tests before any watch is approved to leave the facility. These tests ensure the watch can withstand altitude changes, water and pressure variations, and various impacts. Each oyster case is submerged in water and subjected to pressure 10% higher than the depth guaranteed for that model. For divers' watches, the pressure is increased by 25% to ensure they can handle the demanding conditions underwater. Next comes the clasp system, a crucial part of every Rolex watch. Each clasp is tested under extreme conditions to ensure it performs flawlessly. Watches are submerged in tanks filled with chlorine and salt water, and sand is added to simulate harsh environments. The clasp is then opened and closed tens of thousands of times, not just a few dozen, to guarantee it functions properly. This rigorous testing is done to 3 times the estimated life cycle of the clasp design, ensuring every watch band can withstand the toughest situations. After the clasp system, the function shifts to chronometric precision. In their state-of-the-art laboratory, Rolex conducts tests to confirm that every watch maintains the brand's guaranteed precision, self-winding functionality, and power reserve. These tests ensure that each Rolex watch not only keeps accurate time, but also functions smoothly in everyday use. One of the most severe tests a Rolex watch undergoes is the crash test, known as the Belier or the Ram. This shock testing equipment simulates an impact of 5,000 G, which is hundreds of times more intense than a typical car crash. Under this immense pressure, the watch must remain undamaged and fully functional. This test ensures that Rolex watches can withstand extreme shock and impacts, maintaining their reliability and durability. For divers' watches, Rolex conducts the deep sea test. Every deep sea watch is guaranteed to a depth of 3,900 meters, 12,800 feet. To ensure this, each watch is subjected to high-performance tank where it faces 4.5 tons of force, simulating the pressure at those depths. Any flaw in the watch would be catastrophic, so only watches that survive this rigorous test are offered for sale. This guarantees that every deep-sea watch can endure the immense pressures of deep-sea diving, making them reliable tools for divers. In general, Rolex has 3 main watch lines: Oyster Perpetual, Professional, and Cellini. The Cellini line is Rolex's collection of elegant dress watches. The primary bracelets for the Oyster line have distinctive names like Jubilee, Oyster, President, and Pearl Master. These watches typically feature straps made of stainless steel, yellow gold, white gold, or rose gold. In the United Kingdom, the starting price for the stainless steel pilots range, such as the GMT Master 2, is around £5,600. Watches with diamond inlays are naturally more expensive. According to the book Vintage Wristwatches by Antiques Roadshow, Ryan Haynes, vintage Rolex watches can range in price from $650 to $75,000, with vintage Tudors valued between $250 and $9,000. Rolex's Air King model has an interesting history. Hans Wilsdorf, the founder of Rolex, created the Air King line to honor the RF pilots who fought in the Battle of Britain, with the first model released in 1958. By 2007, the Air King 1142XX featured a COSC certified movement in a 34mm case, which was often seen as a smaller version of the 39mm Rolex Explorer. The 34mm Air King models were the most affordable in the Oyster Perpetual series. Although the Air King was discontinued in 2014, it made a comeback in 2016 with a new model number 116900 that featured a larger 40mm case and a magnetic shield, similar to the Rolex Milgauss. This new Air King is slightly less expensive than the 39mm Explorer, which lacks the magnetic shield but includes Paraflex shock absorbers. The Rolex Oyster Perpetual series is a direct descendant of the original watertight Rolex Oyster watch introduced in 1926. This lineup features different movements depending on the model size. The 39mm model uses the calibre 3132 movement with parachrom hairspring and Paraflex shock absorbers, similar to the Rolex Explorer. The 34mm and 36mm models have the caliber 3130 with the parachrom hairspring, and the 28mm and 31mm models are powered by the caliber 2231. The Oyster Perpetual Date 34 adds a date display and comes with the option of a white gold flooded bezel and diamonds on the dial. Certain models from the Date and Datejust range look quite similar, though the Datejust models have larger cases, 36mm and 41mm, compared to the Date's 34mm case. Both Date and Datejust share the 3135 movement, featuring Rolex's parachrom blue hairspring for improved accuracy. The Datejust offers more customization options including different metals, various dial materials, and optional diamond settings. The Datejust 2, introduced in 2009, features a larger 41mm case and updated movement, available only in steel with white, yellow, or rose gold on an oyster bracelet. In 2016, Rolex launched the Datejust 41, which has a thinner bezel and smaller indexes compared to the Datejust 2. Rolex's professional collections are designed for extreme conditions such as deep-sea diving, caving, mountain climbing, polar exploration, and aviation. Early professional models included the Rolex Submariner, 1953, and the Rolex Sea Dweller, 1967, with the latter featuring a helium release valve for deep-sea diving. The Explorer 1953 and Explorer 2 1971 were made for explorers, with the Explorer launched to celebrate the successful ascent of Mount Everest in 1953. The 39mm Explorer is designed as a rugged tool watch, featuring Paraflex shock absorbers for increased durability. The 42mm Explorer 2 adds a date function and an orange 24-hour hand for distinguishing day from night in challenging environments. The Rolex GMT Master 1955 is another iconic model, developed at the request of Pan Am Airways to provide pilots with a dual-time watch that could display both local time and GMT. This was essential for astronavigation during long flights. One of the most famous and expensive Rolex watches is the Rolex Daytona, reference 6239, which sold at auction for $17.75 million in 2017. This watch was originally purchased by Joanne Woodward in 1968 and gifted to her husband, Paul Newman. The Rolex Daytona Unicorn, reference 6265, also fetched a high price, selling for $5.937 million in 2018. The most expensive Rolex ever produced in terms of retail price is the GMT Ice Reference 116769 TBR, with a price tag of $485,350. Rolex is known for keeping a lot of things secret, and it's easy to see why. With over 500 patents and a leading role in the luxury watch world, they want to keep their innovations safe and sound. Rolex is all about quality. They don't just make their watches in one big factory, instead they have several special places in Switzerland where different parts of the watch are made. At the Plan-les-Ouates site, they make sturdy cases and bracelets. At the Bienne factory focuses on the movements, which are the tiny engines that keep the watches ticking. In Chene-Bourg, skilled workers create the beautiful dials and set the sparkling diamonds. By having different places to do specific jobs, Rolex ensures that everything is made to perfection. But making great parts is only half the story. Rolex also tests their watches to make sure they are the best. In their high-tech labs, they put the watches through extreme tests. They shake them, heat them, cool them down, and put them under pressure to simulate years of wear and tear. This helps make sure that every watch can handle whatever life throws at it. Only after passing these tough tests do watches get the green light to be sold. This careful process is why Rolex watches are known for their quality and durability. When you buy a Rolex, you're not just getting a fancy watch, you're getting a piece that can be passed down through generations. The Rolex crown is a symbol of top-notch Swiss watchmaking, always striving for perfection with every tick. So what do you think about Rolex's secretive nature and their intense dedication to making the perfect watch? Share your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed watching, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in another one soon.